I'm not sure how many times it's happened to you, but it's happened to me quite a number of times. I remember me driving from one place to another place, very busy, getting from one client to another client, to home, to this place and the other place. And in the bargain, I'd realize, and perhaps when it's really late, that I've got very less fuel left in my tank. And when I just think about it, or when it starts indicating to me, I have perhaps my most important appointment and I cannot afford to be late at that point in time, and I go, oh shucks, how could I forget to refuel on time? Friends, sometimes does life sound that way, where we may be so busy chasing after something that we forget the very reason why we're actually chasing all these things. With my friends in school, I remember I used to play certain pranks. And one of the pranks we would play is, two of us, we'd stand by the dining hall where everybody's exiting towards the classroom or maybe going towards the dormitories. And so the two of us would just stand there, and like statues, we'd be looking up at the sky. Everybody who passes by, they would look at us, wonder what we're doing, but they would also look with us, what are these guys looking at? And whilst we have about 3 or 4 people doing the same, the two of us just walk away. And we go far off in the corner, stand and watch. Everybody else who's walking by stands and looks. And they ask this person, hey, what is it? What is it? I said, well, we don't know. We don't know really. We're looking. We want to know what was it. But they don't know why they're looking, but they're just following what somebody else did, which may have been something which was completely aimless. So what am I getting at? A simple thing. Are we too busy making a life that we forget to live? There are 4 aspects that we need to really focus on in order for us to be balanced. 1 is a physical body, which is to be healthy physically. 2 is to have a mind that is sound. 3 is to have wealth, and that means physical wealth, but also spiritual wealth. Wealth that cannot be measured with the yardstick of the regular ways in which we look at things. And last but not least is relationships. Harmony and strength and powerful relationships. So these are the 4 aspects that are very important for us to focus on if you're looking at balanced living. And once, it's not about giving equal amount of time to each of these, but it's about paying attention, knowing that these are the 4 important areas that makes life more holistic, and to see how I have some rituals in each of these areas so that I have a more fulfilled life. Otherwise, I'm too busy. I'm just too busy. So much so that I'm not doing what I must be doing. I forget what's important. I remember a few of my experiences with Dadi Janki. Dadi Janki was the administrative head of the Brahma Kumaris, and 2 days ago she left her physical body. Well, for me, she continues to exist because of the wonders that she's actually taught me. I remember almost 10 years ago, and that was when she was 94. She left her body 2 days back at the age of 104. So she has fulfilled her purpose in the most heroic way. And so, I mean, hats off and salutations to her for whatever she's done for mankind, which has been unbelievable and remarkable. So I remember I used to write letters to her at that point in time, and she would write back. I mean, not by herself, but she would have people to assist her, but she would dictate the notes. But within 24 hours, I would get responses from her. There was a time when I didn't get a response. I stopped writing to her, and I happened to meet her in a few months from there. And I told her, Dadi, I have not written to you of late because I wrote to you before. I didn't get a response. I thought you were very busy. And Dadi looked at me very nicely, but also in a way that was to give me a small lesson. And she said it so nice. She said, you know, Prakash, if you say Dadi is busy, you're actually insulting Dadi. Because Dadi is never busy. She's always easy and available. There may have been an oversight. Please go back and write and you'll get your responses. And that's exactly what happened. And so it's so interesting to see somebody who's at the helm of affairs of an organization that's amazingly huge across the globe, millions of people who are writing to her with so much of responsibilities, considers herself to be very easy and available and does not want to be busy at all. So yes, she's got something which is paying attention to what's important, the ability to prioritize and knowing what is it that has to be done and when. And I think for us, it's just a little bit more attention in these areas and not to get a little bit too busy and therefore too lopsided, and then reach a stage in life realizing, you know what, I've actually come all this way and I don't really think that's where I wanted to be. So with that, I would be focusing on the next 4 editions, at least, on these 4 important areas to have a more holistic and balanced life. Till then, adios.